Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode of Assassin's Creed Unity. I reloaded the game since finishing the first mission because now I actually downloaded all the free DLC that came out. Because when the game originally released, there was so many issues, but so many issues that Ubisoft decided to just release a bunch of content for free in order to compensate people, and they bought the game in a broken state. And the DLC has been free since, so I got that done, and now we're gonna continue the game. You're trying to tell me that I can't come between this? Really? Okay. Okay, game. The Estates General. Ooh. An urgent message has arrived for an absent M. de la Serre. Track him down and deliver it post haste.
Thrown out onto the street yet?
Oh, you would love that, wouldn't you?
It'd break my heart.
Olivier, if I weren't here, who'd do all your work for you?
The horses need brushing, boy. Get to it.
Certainement, monsieur.
Sire de la Serre, wait! Nom de Dieu, nom de Dieu.
Some trouble, mon ami?
A letter for Sire de la Serre. It's very important.
Oh, calm yourself, Perrault. That letter won't reach Monsieur de la Serre any faster if you drop dead of exhaustion. Give it here. I'll catch
He
him.
must receive it today. It's
Very important. Yes, I heard you the first time. I'll see that he gets it.
Monsieur de la Serre! Stop! Make way, make way!
Ooh. I can float. How can I get there? I lost it, didn't I? Stop climbing up. Oh no. Is this stopped? Can you drop?
Monsieur de la Serre! Please excuse. Wrong carriage. What I need is a bird's eye view.
I believe I already synchronized it. I synchronized everything. Oh shit, hold on. I have a bunch of stuff. Oh, Sean. Hello. We haven't met, but you can call me Sean. I just thought I'd say, it seems Abstergo has put together rather a lovely historical database that you can peruse as you're running around. Unfortunately for you, their historian gave things a bit of, well, let's just say they have a particular viewpoint they're keen to get across. By which I mean they're Templars and they think like Templars and they lie about people who aren't Templars. So I'm just going through and add in some explanatory footnotes as I go to give you a bit more of a balanced perspective. Well, I'll try for balance. I'll aim for it. Balance is certainly something worth striving for, or at least thinking about. Or maybe I'll just mention it here and you can be on your own judge. So you can be your own judge. Also, and far be it from me to criticize, but they've given it quite some effort. But the way they write this history is dry as a freeze-dried, dry leaned, dry thing with a particular chronic case of dry mouth, which has been left out in the sun and then popped in the oven. So let me at least attempt to make it that smidgen more readable, although that's the last time I'll ever use the word smidgen. No, but I have to have more, right? Ooh. Les Miserables. Sean here. Look, I just want to get this out of the way because as soon anyone mentions the French Revolution, someone else's eyes light up and they start going, "Do you hear the people sing?" In the weird way people do when they're both talking and singing at the same time. And then I have to listen to a god-awful rendition of the song from that god-awful musical, and I seriously start to consider trapping my fingers in a door just so I have something else to think about. The French Revolution, the war you're in, started in 1789. Have you got that? Les Miserables, the novel by Victor Hugo, later turned to a musical by someone who very clearly hates me personally and is dead set on making my life a living, breathing hell, is set in Paris in the time period between 1815 and 1832, which was an entirely different revolution. Stop looking for Jean Valjean, alright? He is not here. Anyway, I prefer cats. It's more believable. But like, I thought I had... Where do I see the database? Because I know I lost a few things. No, I read this. Okay. Hôtel des Menus Plaisir. Built at the command of Louis XV to house the organization responsible for preparing royal ceremonies and festivals, the Hôtel des Menus Plaisir in Versailles is most famous as the site of the Estates General in 1789. During the Revolution, it served variously as a courthouse, barracks, and bread distribution center. Much of the historic building was destroyed in 1800 when the property was sold to a private citizen. Today, the site is home to the Centre de Baroque Musique de Versailles. Alright, now it's good. Whoa! Guy! Oh my god. No, there it is. I can use that. There. Whew.
Are you besotted, citizen?
Yeah, this citizen is a bit nuts. And very, very, very uncoordinated. Like, I gotta be honest, the responsiveness of controls is absolutely atrocious. So, between last episode and this one, I went through all the collectibles. See, I mean, fair enough that I'm on a mission right now, but there isn't anything in the map besides the shops. I got all the chests, I got all the collectibles. The coqueries, or whatever they were called. I died because Arno, instead of climbing up, decided to jump down to his demise. And sometimes I wanna drop inside a house, he instead drops into the street. It just feels that it's unpredictable. I never know what Arno's gonna do, and that's not, how a game is supposed to be played. Like, I should feel that I have control over the character, and I'm so far from being comfortable with the, let's say, what I'm doing in my hands, like with my fingers and the buttons of the controller. Quite rarely do I feel that the game is responding accurately to what I'm envisioning. Like, I want to climb up, and he doesn't. I want to go sideways and he doesn't. He just stops. It's very, very, very unreliable.
There you are.
I thought you were being professional.
Keep your distance! Up with you!
Restons-en là. Soulèvement.
Wait, Eagle Vision as a timeout? That's just ridiculous. No, but what the fuck is going on? Am I supposed to come in here?
Je serais curieux de voir cela. Cela vous sera difficile. Son père l'a éloigné de la... Remettons notre action à terre. Eh bien, il fallait dire
Let's read. Estates General of 1789. The Estates General was a general assembly representing the three classes or estates of French society: the clergy, which is the first estate, the nobility, the second estate, and the peasantry, the third estate. The Estates General was not a legislative body like the English Parliament. Rather, its role was to advise the king, with whom all authority lay. I have often imagined what it might be like to be a king. I think my first rule would be to make all crime illegal. Boom, just like that. You're welcome. It was infrequently called. Before the onset of the Revolution, the last meeting of the Estates General was in 1614. The Estates General sat for several weeks in May and June 1789 to address the financial crisis facing the realm, thanks in no small part to the French government's role in financing the American Revolution. The meeting quickly came to an impasse over the first item on the agenda, however, whether the Estates General should vote collectively by estate, which would give an advantage to the first and second estates, or vote individually, which would give the more numerous third estate the advantage. Deadlocked, the deputies of the third estate began to discuss political reforms rather than the financial crisis that had been the original agenda. The meeting of the Estates General dissolved when the third estate declared itself the National Assembly and announced that it would conduct the nation's affairs. The first and second estates were invited to join the assembly, but it was clear which way the political wind was blowing. The French Revolution was beginning. Is that a guard?
Un long intervalle s'était découlé depuis les dernières et quoique la convocation
That's a
de
guard.
ces assemblées parut être tombée en désuétude, je n'ai pas
18.
balancé à servir un usage dont le royaume peut tirer une force et qui peut ouvrir à la nation une nouvelle source de bonheur.
Still talking.
La dette de l'État, déjà immense, sous mon règne, une guerre
So that's the
dispendieuse,
clergy.
mais honorable, en a été la cause. servitude générale.
Where the devil are they?
Sont emparés des esprits.
This is the worst. Like the cooldown on the Eagle Eye. Are you kidding me?
C'est dans cette confiance, messieurs, que je vous ai rassemblés et je vois avec sensibilité qu'elle a déjà été justifiée à renoncer à leurs privilèges pécuniaires.
Do I need to go there? What the hell am I looking for?
Général de l'État. J'ai ordonné dans les dépenses des retranchements considérables. Vous me présenterez encore à
Well, you don't want to open the store. Fair. Oh.
je recevrai avec
No.
Je crains, messieurs,
I feel that
de
I'm.
ne pouvoir
Oh
pas
my goodness.
soulager le sujet aussi promptement
Oh.
Not
que je le
these two
désirais.
again. Must have tailed me from the estate.
Je ferai mettre sous vos yeux la situation est
Hold on. The State General Deputies. In March 1789, elections were held to select the 578 deputies of the three estates. The list of deputies included such men as Robespierre, Mounier, Barnave, Sieyes, I don't know if that's how you pronounce that, and Comte de Mirabeau, who, although a noble, chose to sit as a deputy of the Third Estate. Most of the men who comprised the Third Estate were in their late 20s or early 30s. The plain black clothes worn by the deputies of the Third Estate contrasted sharply with the luxurious, brightly colored garments of the nobles and the clergy. Also, they were very slimming. Hold on! Oh, Jesus. Boom, 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 boom. Did I? Yes, I did. King Louis XVI. Louis was never meant to become king, but his father died in 1765, followed by his two older brothers. When his grandfather Louis XV died in 1774, he came to a throne for which he was ill prepared. Louis and his wife would fail to provide France with an heir for 7 years, to the derision of the French people. Even the celebrations of their wedding day would end in tragedy, with the death of 100 Parisians following a stampede at a fireworks display. Jesus Christ! An indecisive man, in the words of one deputy, the king spent his whole life saying each evening that he was mistaken the same morning. As his younger brother, the future Charles X, would say, Charles X, I think, would say, not without irony. Trying to get Louis to hold to a position was like trying to hold the greased billiard balls together. Amazing that phrase never caught on, really. Then trying to get a phrase to catch on is like oiling a hammer and expecting a cat to marry it. You can use that one if you'd like. His 19-year reign would become increasingly agitated since the court was incapable of reform. Louis XV had merely covered up the nation's problems without actually resolving anything. His heir wished to be called Louis the Severe, to contrast with the permissiveness and debauchery of his grandfather, but as far as public opinion was concerned, he would be Louis the Weak. Never mind, Louis the Weak. There were so many men called Louis around, you could have had a Louis of the Week. Get it? What decisions he actually managed to make turned against him. The war with England, support Franklin and Washington, would ruin the kingdom, and by 1789, debt-ridden France had reached a state of virtual bankruptcy. The situation was exacerbated by the trade treaty with London. The British, who were way ahead of the French technologically, inundated France with their industrial products, spelling ruin for French artisans. Some of these products would even be used in revolutionary riots. While food shortages were due to bad crops and weather, those who were hungry blamed them on the rich. Meanwhile, pampered and pensioned in Versailles, far away from their roots, the nobility had become another adversary that would further undermine the system. The same went for the lower orders of the clergy, who shared the general misery of their flock. The king didn't see it coming. The nobles would bring about a revolution to which they too would fall victim. In summer 1791, with the revolution heating up, Louis approved the perilous plan to secretly flee from Paris to the supposedly loyal troops in the east. The royal family's arrest at Varennes would spell the end of absolute monarchy. On August 10th, when the grounds of the Tuileries were invaded, Louis took refuge in the National Assembly, but the damage was done. Shortly thereafter, he was stripped of his power, arrested, and sent to the medieval fortress of the Temple, and from there to his doom. His trial was brief, and ultimately only for show. Witnesses who testified in his favor were massacred in 2 instances, while the documents that could have proved him innocent were not passed on to his defenders. In short, it was a travesty. The judges had all but decided on the verdict from the onset. The absolute monarch, who didn't even reign over his court, was influenced by all those who surrounded him. What should I do? He asked the reactionary French writer Rivarol in September 1789. Act like a king, came to reply. If only. Louis, who had a passion for geography and great exploration and whose hobbies were locksmithing and carpentry, was simply not cut out for the job. In my experience, you should never trust a man who lists his hobby as locksmithing. Groups. Oh, I read this. Third estate. If the first estate was the church and the second estate was the nobility, the third estate was everyone else. It comprised beggars, peasants, the bourgeoisie, notaries, doctors, lawyers, artisans, bankers, and even scholars, who at the time represented approximately 96% of the population. I don't think that means 96% of the population were scholars. If it did, this would be one terrifically nerdy time period. I dare say you and I would have fit in rather well. Yeah, but I'm nerdy, like I'm a geek, I'm not really a nerd. In a pamphlet entitled What is the Third Estate, published in 1789, CIA wrote, "What is the third estate? Everything. What has it been until now in the political order? Nothing. What does it ask? To become something. Nothing be done without it. Everything would be infinitely better without the other 2 orders." I agree. Oh, we're going backstage. I read that, didn't I?
So, who or what will take its place? Another king? A council of capable men?
That is the question, isn't it?
A truce, then.
What the devil was that about? Now, we can resolve this without recourse to violence, can't we? Get him, Hugo! I suppose not.
Hold on. Yeah, I read. Oh, he's waiting on me.
Easy, big fella.
Oh, fuck you, dude. Oh, great, the camera also glitches. Wow, thanks, game. Okay, I can actually attack.
Ready for a...
Oh.
Get him, Hugo!
Oh my goodness.
Think you can steal from me? Rush him!
I really don't like the
Not your day,
the combat.
is it, Victor? To your health, gentlemen. You, boy!
So, what are you doing there? Running!
Close. Guards in blue are police. If you attack or kill anyone in their line of sight, they will attack.
He's getting away!
Whoa, don't start shooting. There's some pop-up there. Climb up, Arnaud! Come on, come on, come on, come on. Are you serious? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! The music is quite cool though. Just fucking go, buddy! Oh, screw you.
No getting back in there now. Catch them back at home, I suppose.
Woo! Yeah. It should work, but it doesn't. It's very, very, very unreliable, very unpredictable. I don't like it at all. But it's the game we got. Alright, this will be it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you soon.